Hello, welcome, my name is Megan. I just thought I'd put up this quick speed paint, only 3 minutes. It only took me an hour to do this and I was pretty happy with that. I was only wanting to do a little study. These images, you know how OneDrive shows you what you're doing this day last year? So it did that and I got inspired by it to do those paintings. I actually wanted to draw, you can see the two pictures of the cliffs, the references I'm using to the side. I wanted to paint that as soon as I saw it when I was walking there originally, but never got around to it until now. And I think that with the art lessons I've been doing, I've done a much better job of this than I would have done back then. So I want to share some of the things that were useful. First of all, with the sketch, I was a bit hesitant to use two references at first, but not one of these pictures was going to work for me because I really liked some of the shapes in the cliffs those sides of the hill in the top reference image, and the fact that there's grass on both sides. It's because I was further out. As I was getting closer, the view was revealed, but it's just a better composition at the bottom. And as an artist, you always know that you can take creative liberties with things, but when I have only one reference image, even if I'm doing a study and it's meant to be quick, I get all stuck to it, it has to be perfect and exact. Whereas having two reference images, I knew I was going for something different, so I could get the sketch done a lot faster and create something a bit stronger that looks better, more focused on shapes. I could probably focus more on shapes, like trying to use C-curves, S-curves and straights more. Some of it's a bit wiggly, but it does the job, and I wanted to focus on value and colour. So the next thing I did, I was going to just start colouring, but I realised if I squint, and if you squint at those reference photos, it's basically just two values overall. There's the darkness and very quite white lightness. So a little further back, you could see how I just took a big brush and did a bunch of darkness on all those cliffs, and the white on the other side. I also wanted to keep the colours fairly limited to the bottom half of the scale, so I wanted the cliffs to be cooler, so I used right at the bottom the red instead of going upwards, and then used a yellow-green for the grass. It worked out. I started focusing more on the whole colour warmth thing a bit later in the process, but here you can see me turning it into greyscale, which is really helpful because I noticed that the cliffs weren't dark enough and the grass wasn't dark enough, so I was able to realise that and darken everything down a bit, which made the white stand out more. Sometimes I'm working on a piece and I'm like, I'm using the brightest white possible and it still doesn't look bright enough, but it's because there's not that contrast, because I haven't pushed the darks far enough. My computer died, so the recording gets cut off a bit at the end, but I started with a pinkish canvas, which was really good because the path was that colour and I obviously saw that and pulled those colours out. But it wasn't working so well for the sky, because obviously there's a lot of colours in the sky, but it needed a bit more warmth because obviously light is coming from the sky. So I used a more yellow tone in the sky. You'll see it at the very end. And overall I just tried to keep it quite neutral, quite in the grey area. I don't think I really passed that middle section of that square you can see of the colour picker up at the top. It just makes it look more unified. And if you're wondering how I can make this look painterly, it's definitely not perfect, but what really helped was using pressure opacity on my brush. But that's all I wanted to share. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you found anything helpful, and please comment if you've got any questions about the process or anything. Also, this is of a beach near Dingle in Kerry, Ireland. Bye!